In the spring of 2016, I was gripped by the words of Isaiah 61. It is a prophecy about how Jesus would come to bring good news to the spiritually poor, to bind up the brokenhearted, and to set the captive free. And as I kept reading, I was struck by the words that describe God's people, that they will be planted as oaks of righteousness, that He may be glorified, and that broken cities may be restored. With that passage in mind, we planted our lives in the city of Cincinnati. And what God has done since the summer of 2016 could only be attributed to His grace. From our little living room on Ward Street, to 20th Century Theater, to John P. Parker Elementary, to Christ the King Church, and now the Madisonville Rec Center, God has been faithful to bring restoration in us and through us. Lives have been eternally changed, former strangers have become a church family, and the fingerprints of God have been forever impressed upon the city we call home. Again and again, the story of the Oaks is steps of faith met with the kindness, faithfulness, and power of God. I believe that the last 6 years of what God has done in and through our church is just the beginning. And now is one of those moments that I believe that God is calling us to take a step of faith, believing that God's past faithfulness to us is the greatest indicator of His future faithfulness. God has provided our church family with a home where we will gather for worship, introduce our friends and family to Jesus, serve our city, train the next generation of disciples, and equip missionaries to reach the world. So Oaks Church, let's link arms and move forward to plant roots in this city. Let's pray boldly, live missionally, and sacrifice financially so that more people would experience restoration through the gospel in the city of Cincinnati and the world.
Hi, I'm Logan McLean. This is my wife, Katie McLean. I have been frequenting the Oaks for a good 5.5 years now. I started going with my wife as she was originally going there.
I have been going to the Oaks for 6 years now. I can't even believe it. I chose the Oaks for many reasons, but the biggest reason was friendship. At a time in my life, that was a season that the Lord just provided some of the deepest, richest friendships.
My name's Jake Tizovich, if we haven't met yet. I've been going to the Oaks for almost 2 years now. It'll be 2 years in December, and I came from an invite from the McLeans. Shout out to them. It was probably 5 minutes into the first sermon where I realized this is such a healthy and amazing church that I never wanted to leave.
We're the Coonies. I'm Joseph, and this is Lainey, Ellie, and Tierney. We've been going to the Oaks for almost 3 years now. And we first started going to the Oaks, we had moved across the country, and we're looking for a good gospel-centered church.
The Oaks Church has impacted my faith in a way that it's just grown me in maturity as a believer. I was a non-believer not long before I found the Oaks. Just growing through that process of becoming a believer over the last 5.5 years, 6 years.
The Oaks has grown my faith over the years. Being one of the original members, I have had just the gift of getting to see the Lord's faithfulness over the years in people using their giftings to serve, and then watching our leadership grow.
The Oaks has helped me grow as probably the first truly healthy and amazing church that I've been to. And from the accountability and love from our pastors, our elders, and honestly the whole congregation as a whole at the Oaks, it has been such a impactful and season of growth the last 2 years.
The Oaks has helped me grow deeper in my faith because as I'm listening to really solid preaching, I'm experiencing conviction of sin, but I'm also experiencing like discipleship and community and opportunities to use my gifts and serve.
This season of life, I feel like I've grown from a young adult to a full-fledged adult, obviously with 2 children, and I feel like the Oaks has just been a great place to really grow in that season of being an adult and owning my faith and hearing the word preached, and yeah, like you mentioned, discipleship.
The most exciting thing to me about the Roots Initiative is being at the Oaks since late 2017, getting married to her in 2018, frequenting between then, but just watching the church grow from where on a Sunday we would have 40 people, maybe 50 if we were lucky, and now it's like 280 plus every Sunday. And just now being able to put down roots and have a building to put that to is probably what's most exciting for me.
Yeah, I think it's been really special to see the Lord meet needs in the various places that we've gathered so far. That's been really special. And so thinking into the future, how having a building and a sanctuary for us to gather that's more consistent, just thinking about how the Lord can use that to further grow not only our church and the people within it, but within the community. We're limited in our abilities to do certain things, and so having a home, a place that each team can have their own space to dream and plant roots. And I think about the Little Oaks and the way that we've been able to add certain teams, and just having those rooms that kids can hang up their pictures, and we can have a place where we're meeting for coffee or counseling, discipleship, or field days. I mean, it's just so special getting to dream about what that could look like and how the Lord could use just the ways that so many people have already stepped up to serve, how the Lord can further use that and use that building as a vessel to share the gospel and to reach people in Silverton. I think it's just really awesome thinking about what that can mean for us. And just looking back, I mean, it has been truly special thinking about where we've come and then dreaming about the future. I think we're all just really excited.
I'm so excited for the Roots Initiative, and what a perfect name, as the Oaks has truly taken every one of our hearts and grown strong roots towards Christ here in this building. And now we will truly have a building that we can call our own home and grow roots in, not only for our own congregation, but the whole city of Cincinnati and Silverton, being able to be a home and a safe place for so many, and be able to volunteer and reach out to so many lives and impact them in a godly way is so incredible.
I'm really excited about the Oaks Church building because I think it will help move the church from a renter's mindset to an ownership mindset, which in my mind means long-term investment, commitment, working together as a family. When I lived in my apartments over the years, I never knew any of my neighbors, but when we moved into our home, like, one of the first things we wanted to do was go knock on doors and bring cookies and introduce ourselves, just because you're going to be there for a long time. So in the same way, I think it's exciting to think about knowing our neighbors in Silverton and having ownership over that process.
I'm excited to see all of the life that is going to happen in and around the building. Obviously, a church is not just a building, but even seeing children's ministry and weddings and weeknight studies and all of the life that happens in and around the building. I'm really excited to see the Oaks grow into that, and just all the memories that'll be had in a building. I remember going to church buildings growing up, and the specific memories surrounding that.